said, Lord, where were you when I needed you? Not knowing he was sitting right there. He was on that road, and I didn't know it. He was in that car, and I couldn't see. He was in the silence when I had no prayer left. He was closer than my own grief to me. She stood there at the graveside in the cold, her Bible in her hands felt like a stone. A stranger put a hand upon her shoulder. She wept, but Lord, she didn't weep alone. He was on that road, and she didn't know it. He was in that crowd, and she couldn't see. He was in the stranger's hand upon her shoulder. He was closer than her own grief to her. The boy who used to lead the worship team sat in the parking lot outside the church. He said, I don't feel anything anymore. And someone heard him through the dark and the hurt. He was on that road, and he didn't know it. He was in that dark, and he couldn't see. He was in the hearing when no one else was listening. He was closer than his own grief to him. Two men walked the road to Emmaus, 7 miles of sorrow, 7 miles of stone. They were telling Jesus how they'd lost him, never knowing they were not alone. He sat down at the table. He took bread in his hands. He broke it, and at last they understood. Every road we grieve on is the road to Emmaus. He was there the whole time. He was there. He was on that road, and we didn't know it. He was in our grief, and we couldn't see. He was in the breaking when we thought we had no bread left. He was closer than our own grief to us. He was closer than